Tonight at the Cove, we host special guest Gilbert Marquez, global ambassador of Ilegal Mezcal and founder and hatter of Pachuco Supply. Sit back and grab your favorite drink. Welcome to the Cove After Dark. Welcome down to the Cove, man. It's been a long time.
How you doing?
Thank you for coming out from Texas. Much appreciated.
No worries, man. Here, I got you a little bit of mezcal.
Thank you. You play pool at all?
Yes, badly.
We'll get a little game going. You guys just had a pop-up out here, right?
Yeah, we just found a little spot in Silver Lake. Did a couple limited releases, some apparel, some hats. It went really well.
So what do you think was your biggest takeaway from that?
My biggest takeaway was give myself enough time. Though my ambitious nature is probably one of my best qualities, it's also probably one of the things that makes my life more difficult.
Why do you think brands are so drawn to doing this new version of almost like a flea market, out of your trunk, pop up, give an aesthetic, but not give people the full experience?
We are in the age of really promoting and nurturing small brands. Not everybody has ability, resources to have a brick and mortar full-time, but this is a great opportunity to show people what your aesthetic is, what your overall vibe is for the brand, whether it's Ilegal or the hat company. This is a great way to get people to come to you. How many times have you been shopping on social media or websites and fell in love with the brand and then find the person behind the brand, you're like, I don't really like that brand anymore. On the flip side, it's like, fuck, those guys are cool. I met the owner and she was dope. Creating a space for people to come in and meet you and get to pick up on your energy, super important.
Like your brand already tells quite a story standing alone.
There's a lot of history in these type of hats. I've always felt that telling the story properly is gonna be super important. One of the things that I've felt really, really proud of is meeting people who I don't know personally, telling me, I've been following your brand for a while and I've never met you, I've never had a conversation with you, but I know what your brand's about.
I think you guys do a very good job of not excluding people that aren't from that culture as well, though. And I honestly think that's why one day I went on Instagram and fucking Madonna was wearing your hat.
Just to see her wearing it as she was writing a script or something like that, she had it on, and I saw the story on social media that Madonna's wearing a Pachuco Supply hat. I was knocked on my ass for a bit in a very good way. I was like, shit, I was floored.
To kind of circle back into DIY, to be honest, you guys at this point could hire people. You guys could be having certain steps of your hats taken care of by a warehouse, but you continue to hand make them.
I think people that follow the brand and follow the hat making, and they want us to make the hats too. We, as a culture, love knowing where our food comes from, love knowing where our mezcal comes from. So people want to know where the hats come from too. Who's actually making it? Is it some unknown person or is it the person who designed it making it? People love knowing that, you know, myself, my cousin, or my wife are putting our hands on these.
And the guy says he doesn't play pool.
I don't.
Thank you. Let the guests usually win anyway, so.
That's all right, man. I'm gonna make up for it. I'm gonna make you a hat.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much, man.
Let's do it.
I appreciate it.
You're short, man. All right. I got you.
So how many hats did you fuck up before you sold your first one?
I can't tell you how many hats I messed up when I first started.
Nunca solo está, solo está. El río fluye, nunca solo está, no solo está.
It's gonna take away a lot of the flyaway hairs. You know, it's kind of fuzzy right now from sanding it. It's gonna make a really, really cool original burn there, right? And throw a little alcohol.
Rugiendo va, rugiendo va. Cuando el enojo aumenta.
So one of the finishing touches I put on all the hats is this Palo Santo. A lot like sage, you know, sage is gonna cleanse a room. Palo Santo is said to not only cleanse the room, but also bring some positive energy. And man, when I'm making these hats, whatever sort of day I'm having, whatever, I don't want it to transfer onto the hat. I believe in that type of thing. So a little Palo Santo to cleanse your hat. I'm just gonna burn it, make it look nice and cool for you too. Still smoking.
Wow.
corazón destruido no deja de palpitar.
So, we got you here finally, had a little bit of fun. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you for letting me win.
So, 1 decade with Ilegal.
Yeah, global ambassador for the brand. Lately, I've been doing something called Bar Ilegal, and I've been treating it like a touring band. We have set dates and bouncing back and forth from different places, bringing live music, tattoos, and mezcal to people.
For myself and for the viewers, can you give us a little bit of the taste of how Ilegal started, how it ended up from Oaxaca into the United States? What was that? How did that all work out?
So yeah, my friend, boss and founder of Ilegal left the United States. It was shortly after 9/11. He lost some friends when the towers came down. And so he wanted to get away. What better place than, travel into rural Mexico? Firsthand tasted mezcal at mezcalerias and at distilleries and really fell in love with that culture. Unfortunately, he was in Mexico so long that he had to leave to stamp his passport again, just so he could say that he's traveling. And so rather than go north, he went south. He went into a small town called Antigua, Guatemala, and opened up his bar, which was at the time, it was his lifelong dream. He called it Café No Sé, and started bringing mezcal down from Oaxaca. Found this mezcal that he really loved. Now that's what we call Ilegal. He's smuggled mezcal from Oaxaca into Guatemala for a long time. He's very, very smart, but also adventurous.
So, John dresses up as a nun to bring mezcal.
As a priest.
As a priest.
Well, he told me priest. He might have dressed out as a nun. I don't know.
A nun would be so much. Well, we'll back away from that. We'll go to priest. He dresses up as a priest and brings it in, smuggles it in. This is the history of the company.
Yeah, he describes it as being a bar owner with a supply problem, and he creatively transported the mezcal into Guatemala from Mexico, but he was smuggling. And so John one day went into his bar, Café No Sé, saw the stock in the back bar, and shit, I'm running low on mezcal. I have to make a trip up into Oaxaca from Guatemala, and I should probably bring a friend because it's a lot of booze that he had to bring back. This time he had a pretty big haul, about a dozen, like those big duffel bags. So he saw his friend sitting at the bar and said, come out with me. So they shot up to Oaxaca on these chicken buses. And so 24-hour bus ride into Oaxaca, they find the mezcalero that makes a mezcal that they like. They buy a whole bunch of it, wanted to celebrate their haul, I'm sure. So drank a little bit, didn't feel, crispy in the morning, so wanted to get a change of clothes and needed to get these duffel bags, so they go to something called tianguis or a paca, a flea market, where you can buy anything. So they're out there shopping for the duffel bags, they fill them up full of booze, they want to wrap the booze in t-shirts because, they're clinking around and stuff. John was like, I'm not feeling too hot, maybe let's grab a new shirt, a fresh shirt. And so John starts going through all of the clothes and stops and finds a sky blue summer wear priest shirt with a collar on it. His friend says, you gotta get that shirt, you gotta get it. And John, full of Catholic guilt and his upbringing, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna get that. My mom would kill me, imagine, smuggling booze across the border, wearing a priest shirt. So they leave, they walk up a hill. John stops, looks back, looks at the clothing area, and his friend says, come on, boss man, you gotta get it. You wanna get this shirt. Fuck it, runs down, grabs a shirt, grabs some razors, goes into the bathroom, puts the shirt on, combs his hair back, shaves, looks in the mirror, his shirt is sky blue, his eyes are blue, this is gonna work. He's gonna smuggle this booze across the border wearing a priest shirt. And so they have their duffel bags, about a dozen duffel bags full of mezcal. They jump on the bus, on the colectivo. Usually what happens is you get on the bus, you get to the border, everybody off, show your passport, the bus goes across and you get on the bus across the border. This time, the bus breaks down. Everybody off the bus, get all your bags off the bus. Everybody's gonna have to walk their stuff across the border. So he sees his friend who was dressed odd, had a couple mezcals in him too. So John's like, this guy's gonna get me busted, maybe go ahead. take a couple duffel bags and I'll stay behind and I'll get a couple duffel bags just to break it up so it doesn't look so suspicious. And so John's friend goes up, passes through customs, no problem. And so John's like, all right, he's getting closer. He's about 3 people away from the customs agent. His legs start shaking. In the little bit of Spanish that he knew at the time, starts repeating in his head what he's gonna say when the border agent asks him what he has in all of these duffel bags. So he starts saying, regalos pa mis amigos, libros pa los niños. Gifts for my friends, books for the kids. And so he finally gets up to the customs agent, and the agent says, hola, muy buen día, padre, ¿cómo estás? How you doing? Muy bien, muy bien. Padre, ¿qué tiene sus maletas? What do you have in your bags? Ah, John says, no es mucho. Son regalos pa mis amigos, libros pa los niños. Ah, muy generoso. That's very generous. Nice. Muéstrame lo que tiene en sus maletas. Show me what you have inside of your duffel bags. Ah, no. No te preocupes. No es mucho. Son regalos pa mis amigos, libros pa los niños. Show me what you have in your bags. And so John says, ¿por qué? And the agent, ¿por qué? Porque yo dije, because I said so. Show me what you have in your bags. And so John picks up the duffel bags. They start clinking exactly like that. And he puts the duffel bag on top of the table. And he opens up the bag and says, Gil, I turned whiter than I already am. Agent opens up the bag. So John remembers that he's with his friend. And they were at the tianguis at the Paca where you can buy anything. The duffel bag is open. And on top of all the duffel bags, he remembers he was with his friend, and his friend had a particular predilection for the most hardcore porn that you could find in that shopping area. On top of all of the mezcal was a bunch of porno magazines. The agent says, Padre, shocked. ¿Qué es esto? And John, without skipping a beat, said, regalos pa mis amigos y libros pa los niños. So, ridiculous,
yeah.
You know, and so
books for the kids, huh?
He was so shocked that he just let John go without checking the rest of the stuff. There was also other things, you know, where the truck driver crossing the border got taken out of his truck and duct taped to a tree, and you know the stuff was stolen and stuff like that. So a lot of history. So yeah, so John called this brand Ilegal.
So we'll do one more for the road.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you for coming out. Thank you to the company for supporting this show and pushing us forward. Thank you for the hat. Thank you for the friendship. And we are going to get you back here soon, I think.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gilbert Marquez from Ilegal Mezcal and Pachuco Supply. Give it up.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you. Salud.